Yes, Reds, Happy New Year, and to the ones who haven't seen us, Merry Christmas as well. I hope you're all well. Smash a like and subscribe. This is the Scouse Therapy, and two regulars with us. Adam's as always here, and he's part of the furniture. Greg's now part of the furniture. Boys, how are you? Greg, I'll come to you first. How are we, lads?
I'm doing all right. I've appreciated this middle part between Christmas and New Year a little bit more now that I'm a little bit older than I was. I mean, obviously that's life, innit? I don't know where I was going with that one.
He's got lost.
I don't know where I was going with that one, yeah. But
it's getting a bit deep.
Just been relaxing, really. We had the game. Was it? I don't even remember the days. Was it Sunday or Saturday? One of them. Can't remember. It was the 27th, whatever day that was. Other than that, just been relaxing, really. Nothing too much. Doing a bit of walk and going into town, see if I can get a few deals on little late Christmas presents.
May as well.
Getting ready for the new year, pretty much. Yeah, nothing. But yeah, other than that, it was a decent little Christmas. Hopefully, a better new year.
This is it. Adam, how are you, lads? You didn't join us yesterday because you're a shit house.
Yeah, I just thought, you know what? I seen the panel and thought,
get me on.
I'm a bully, so I just thought, no, I'm not going to do it. I have plans. Now, all good, mate. Just, catching up with the family and stuff in between and all that. Looking forward to the new year, mate.
Well, as I say, look, it was a good time to catch up with Scouse Therapy. Mo's going to be back with us next week. He's been busy and obviously he's damaged his arm. So he's having a little bit of time off. But look, what a time it is. Look, shout out to the comments. Bavarian's in the house. Callum, Marks, Gary, as always. Romano's in the house. He is. Romano, hey. Smash like, subscribe, people. Greg, I think this is the best time, right, to have a good chat before the new year comes in. The January transfer window is about to begin. And for me, this is Liverpool have got to, they can't just sit on their hands this year. They can't. Do you know what I think, Greg? I don't know whether you agree. For me, we'll go into details of what we think they should do and what they may do and blah, blah, blah. But I think, in particular, for me, centre-half, I'm at the point now, Greg, whereby Liverpool have managed, they've fucking managed to get them fourth with a gap and a game in hand. And I'm at the point now with Liverpool that there's some difficult games coming up, Greg. We've just spoke off air, I think if Liverpool don't buy a centre-half, I think if they get a centre-half, they kind of bolster the top four chances. But if they don't, it's like kind of saying to United and Chelsea, we're going to scramble with you for this place. Because I just think they are a fucking centre-half away from being fucked this season, Liverpool, Greg. And I don't think we realise how... for me, it's like the club, regardless of the manager, and I know people have said they shouldn't give him money or they should give him money, blah, blah, blah. Shouldn't even come into it. This is about the team getting top four, Greg, isn't it?
I mean, in terms of the money situation, getting into the Champions League is, it's vital. We have to do it. Like, it's just a given. You know what I mean? I think this January should be one of those Januaries in which, like, I know people are going to say, but we already spent big in the summer, yada yada, and we don't want to turn into City or whatever. But I just think if we can make some good signings now, that makes the summer less stressful in terms of ingoings and outgoings, and I think that's the important thing. I think the January transfer window is it's important because a lot of people think short term with the January transfer window, but I think you should always go into it with the same kind of mentality as the summer. You go for long term projects. You go for something that can change your season mid-season. That's why I'm gutted that we've missed out on Semenyo there, because I just think to myself, like, imagine we got him. And then that's not just a short-term boost for this season. That means that we've got a salary replacement now, and we don't need to worry about that in the summer.
Yeah.
And I'm obviously not saying he's the most important player we should have had on our list, but I'm like, that's just like an example of a January transfer window. That not could have just altered this season completely, but it could change the trajectory of future seasons as well.
Yeah. So
I think it's very important. I was saying this to one of my mates yesterday on the way to paddle. I said, look, I don't care how embarrassing it may be. We throw 40 million at Mark Gahey the moment it goes midnight. The moment it goes midnight, throw 40 million at him. Just throw 40 million at Palace and just say, look, listen here, Glasner, you prick, right? Listen here, what's his name?
I love him, you know. The things he comes out with cracks me up. Listen,
what's that other fella's name, man? I need to right there. Crystal Palace. What's his name? Steve Parish. Steve Parish. Yeah, you little fucking bellend. Yeah, here's 40 million. Right. Give us that man. Yeah. You little
I couldn't agree more, lads. I couldn't agree more.
Give us Mark Gahey. Yeah. And that's what we do. I don't care how embarrassing it is because we could have got him for 30 mil in the summer. Yeah. No, just give them 40 million. Get that man into our squad. Stabilise the defence, right? And we just go for it. There's an FA Cup there to win. We've got fucking Barnsley. Yeah. I'm not going to say it's a guaranteed entry into the next round, but it's fucking Barnsley. We should not be losing to Barnsley.
Should be fucking moonwalking through there, lad.
End of. Right. So the FA Cup's there for grabs. The Champions League's always there for grabs. It always is. You don't have to be the best team in Europe to win the Champions League. You've just got to be the best team on the day.
Certainly not now. The teams aren't looking great, are they?
Exactly. So I'm just saying, look, get that Mark Gahey and throw 40 million on him, and that's it done. That's not just a short-term boost for the season, but that's a long-term project. And I think that's what Liverpool need to do this January. I'm not asking for loads of players. I'm just saying, I think I said this to you on WhatsApp as well. I said, one player who challenges for the starting position, you know, preferably Mark Gahey in a centre-back, and then you bring in another player who challenges.
Greg.
Happens to be a squad player.
He's not a squad player. He fucking starts. You know what I mean? I've had this chat with a lot of the lads. You know, Adam, I'll be honest. I'm going to be very frank about it. 0% Mark Gahey comes to Liverpool in January.
Yeah. Well, it is if, like what Issa said then, that we don't, because they're going to say, well, we want the same money.
I don't think it's it won't be for the lack of Liverpool not wanting them. It's them fuckers not giving them.
But that's where it gets to, it could get a bit sticky, couldn't it? Of like what we were saying, like Glasner's going to go in the summer. So if Parish does actually think, you know what, fuck you, I need the 35 million.
I definitely think there was a rift between them two in the summer.
Could be a possibility what could happen, which is hopefully that does happen. Because I agree with Greg of the fact of we've just got to carry on what we were planning in the summer. We were planning on getting Mark Gahey, so let's just spend that money. It's still there, so go and spend it. And like you say, if Mark Gahey doesn't come and we've agreed, hopefully a little gentleman's agreement in the summer, go and get that lad from Club Bruges then. Go and get him. And like let's like what you said, let's not like what we always do, that we used to do as well, just leaving ourselves short every fucking year. And it's so annoying, isn't it? We thought we were getting past this though. Like when we used to always with Klopp and that, we go, I've left them short, haven't we? They've done it again.
They've done it every year.
They've done it again. So I agree, lad. I think go and get the centre half now, because we need another 2 in the summer. So let's just carry on the spending. If the money's there, go and get him. And I would like another attacker. I know everyone's saying that we don't really need one. I do. I think we do need another attacker. I don't think Gakpo hasn't been up to it at all.
We need an option, don't we?
100%, lad. And I know Semenyo's
been injured as well. It's like, lad, he's not going to be there till probably April. And then when he comes back in April, lad, you know, he's not going
to... another 4 to 6 weeks to get round.
That's the business end of the season. Do you really think that he's going to be up and firing, ready for the business end of the season? No. Exactly. A major attacker signing this January makes or breaks our season, I think, potentially. I don't want to say it does guaranteed, but potentially it's important.
At the minute, we've only got really 2 decent attackers. And
that's it.
I'm going to say there. Yeah, exactly.
This is not even an attacker either.
And exactly, I'm being quite nice there because he's only scored 1 goal, but he's been brilliant, obviously. But point is,
he's the only one running at fucking players, Adam.
Yeah, we're relying on them to be our attacking threats at the minute, aren't we? So I think we do need another body up front.
You know what? It shouldn't even be a question of fucking money, because I'm sick of hearing this shit as well, boys. You know, well, we had a big summer, but it doesn't matter. they're not finished with the build. Adam, we spoke privately last night after, I'd done the show and that. And obviously we're talking during the Arsenal game. And like, I think the midfield's got fucking loads of shit that needs doing to it as well. I'm not saying it's January, but I mean, fucking hell, lad. If we're talking of midfields and we're talking of attackers and defenders, fucking hell, it shows how much Liverpool have got to fucking rebuild the team a bit. But there's no way going into the business end, like fucking with regards to like what Greg's saying there, the business end of the Champions League and stuff, Liverpool cannot be relying on Virgil van Dijk, Adam, to play every minute.
And Canate as well.
Yeah. And this is probably the first time in fucking ages, lad, that he hasn't been injured. Touch wood.
I know. That is another thing. Like, as well, though, like, every club should do this as well. City do it every season. They spent an absolute fortune last January.
300 million spent in fucking Jan.
Yeah, exactly, to make them get into top four because they were struggling. And then they went and spent money again in the summer. And again, they just spent 65 million on Semenyo. So all this, like Greg and that's just been saying, I know it's all we're spending money again. Well, we're a big club, we should do, shouldn't we? Really?
God, do you know what? It's crazy, Greg. They are like the problem that you've got is, Greg, if Liverpool go as they are, you're inviting risk, aren't you?
Yeah. Pretty much, innit? Like, I think we've seen recently how shit, and that's putting it lightly, how shit United and Chelsea are, and these are the two teams that we're meant to be scrapping.
How the fuck did we lose to both of them?
Both of them.
Yeah, they're the two teams that we're scrapping with this 4th and 5th spot. United and Chelsea, right? They're both absolutely crap. Regardless of the results that they've had against us this season, with them both beating us, they are both absolutely crap. They've got no structure in their teams. They've got no sort of identity in their teams either. They're just the case of whatever happens on the day, happens on the day. And both times they played us this season, we just happened to lose to both of them. Because whatever happens on the day, happens on the day with them. I mean, fucking United drew to Wolves yesterday.
Yeah.
They gave Wolves their 3rd point at Old Trafford. This is the kind of team that we're going up against for that top 5 spot. Chelsea, who did they bottle it to? I mean, they bottled it to Villa. You know what I mean? They were 1-0 up and then lost 2-1.
Did they draw last night to Brighton?
2-2 with Bournemouth.
Sorry.
2-2 at Bournemouth as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're not... Chelsea are not a good side. United are not a good side. But if we don't seriously improve the little hiccups that we've got, I'm not even talking about trying to make sure that we're playing the best football ever or trying to make sure that we play, have the best performances or, blow away teams every week or whatever. It's just like, I just want the comfortability and stability of going into games knowing that we can grind out a result. Not in the same way as Wolves the other day, where it was just a crap game and they absolutely outplayed us, and there was no sort of like comfortable feeling and knowing that we'd just see the game through. Like unlike last season, where we'd go 2-0 up, but they maybe might score, but you just knew we'd see it out. Yeah. We don't have that kind of thing, and that's the bare minimum for what I want from this January transfer window.
Yeah. Do you know what, Adam? I want to keep it up there because obviously Gary's put it up there, and I don't want to move on to the comments first. So if I haven't clicked a comment yet, I'm not being disrespectful. But Adam, Ivan Toney is a name that's linked. I think it's a load of bollocks myself. He's not fucking leaving all that money regardless, and he's at the end of his fucking career now. What is he, 29, 30 or something now? He may as well sit on the dough. Is he be fucking stupid coming back to England in the fucking pissing down weather, freezing, having to run round for Liverpool? Do you know what I mean, lad? As I tell you what, with the lack of options, Adam, whoever comes in is going straight into some fucking hard graft. Do you know what I mean? In the worst weather times in the fucking Premier League as well. So, you're not going to have it easy. But I think, do you know when you say about the forwards, Adam? Because I'm going to go round on this one in particular. The forwards option, Semenyo, as an example. Liverpool obviously liked him. I don't think they liked him as much as people thought they liked him. Because, let's be honest, if they're willing to allow him to go to fucking City, he can't have been as high up the list as people thought. But he is a plug-and-play type of player. He could have come in and started straight away. What sort of forwards are you thinking that the club needs? Because I think until they work out where they want to go with this front line, I don't think they can start considering wingers. As much as I want Bradley Barcola, and I think the club do, they've got to look that the future is going to be Isak, Wirtz and Ekatike. So where the fuck do you start getting all these players in? Now, I know we need options, but these type of players that we're linked to are not going to be an option, are they? They want to start.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? We don't really know where the formation's coming to. We don't actually know. But because Isak, he's out for the season anyway. We've just got to forget about him, to be fair. So are we just going to go 4-3-3? And are we just going to go back to that, play Wirtz on the left, Ekatike up front and Salah on the right? But then you're relying on whatever, fucking Kaiser, and then Gakpo, whatever. But we need, if we're going to, that's my point, like, we need one who just plays across the three. And someone put it in the chat there, and Marmoush, I think, is one that I would snap their hands off for him, but he plays right across the three. And then at least we can rotate a bit next season with like whoever. Like Salah could go, couldn't he, as well, to be fair. So then, if we're going to say Salah's going now as well, we just need to buy a winger. Like that, a Marmoush, maybe a Minter. Barco's obviously been mentioned, but maybe not for January and stuff like that. That's it. We need pace. I need pace. I need someone who can carry the ball. I need a bit of excitement. That's what I'm crying out for, lad.
It's a difficult one. I really do. I don't know what the club would even consider right now. Look, shout out to everyone in the comments. If you just joined us, smash like, subscribe. LB in the building saying it's a grey hoodie and cap day. It fucking is, lad. Ricky's saying, nice of you to turn up, Adam, as you know. Ship's house. Greg, on a forward type of player, I understand people like Semenyo. For me, he's not as... I don't rate... From watching him recently, right, I think he's a good player, but I don't rate him as much as people do. Because I think the age is something that surprises people. He's like 26, 27, isn't he? And I don't think, if Liverpool weren't willing to give Diaz a contract at around that age, they're not going to be giving him a massive one. Because let's be honest, he's probably going for about 200 grand a week at City. He's not going for anything less. Let's be honest. But I think there's better options out there. But I do agree with Adam. If they're going to buy a winger, it's got to be someone that can play the left side and the right side, Greg. You can't be limited like Gakpo, just fucking out there.
I like Semenyo, though, because you know what? I describe him quite similar to when we bought Mane. That's why I was quite excited. Like, that's why I was quite excited with the prospect of us potentially getting him in, because I was like, you know what? If we sign Semenyo, look, Mane started off on the right for us, and then he went to the left when we got in Salah. Do you know what I mean? And it was like, he was the perfect player for that job at the time. His job changed when Salah came in, and he was still the perfect man for that job after, because he was so versatile in how he played, both-footed, perfectly both-footed, by the way, Mane. So was Semenyo. Direct. Mane was, so was Semenyo. Fast. Mane was, so was Semenyo. He's got a bit of, edginess about him, a bit of skill, unpredictability. Mane did, Semenyo does. It's quite a similar kind of transfer in the sense of you're bringing in a player from a lower side. Mane came from Southampton. Semenyo would come from Bournemouth. And they would put in monumental levels and monumental numbers in the Liverpool shirt. That's why I wanted him. And I understand why people don't want him for the reasons you just said. How if you buy him, then what kind of play style are you going for? Are you just confusing it even more?
Yeah.
Are you setting a precedent for how you're going to play in the future? Does that help teams prepare against us for the future? There's all this combo, obviously, that you get from this signing. And I guess that's probably a reason why they've not really pursued it as much, because there's still so much kind of, what's the word, like unknownness about what this project is going to be, or maybe not that much solid kind of foundations of what this project's going to be. It's a weird one, because I'm happy to sign whoever they think, and we all know who we mean by they. If they've got a vision for how they want it to go, then I'm happy for whatever profile they bring in, because they will obviously have some sort of idea of what they want, if you get what I'm saying.
Well, they know the data, don't they? This is what I'm saying. If they're willing to let him go as him, They obviously don't rate him as highly as some of the fans do. I'll be honest. Like, you know, shout out to somebody. He's saying he's not fully convinced on him, basically. And I'm the same. I think I agree with Greg. He's got some good traits, but I think there is better out there. I think he's a bit limited, me. I know he gets likened to the Mane thing, but Mane for me was just he's more lower centre of gravity type of forward. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's be honest. I know we idolise Salah, but Mane could run at a fucking player like nothing else. Do you know what I mean? He'd terrify the fullback more than Salah. I think when Salah's round the box, he scores. Mane would terrify the fuck out of people. You heard Gary Neville and Sen talking about it. Sen said he's the one. Do you know what I mean? When he goes, I hear you fucked. I just don't know if Semenyo gives me that sort of edge. I tell you what. I'll tell you who's obviously he's nowhere near Mane, but I mean Minter's more like that Mane run at people.
It just read me, man. Just read me, man. I was literally
like the gravity fucking whizzing through the lines.
Yeah, while you were speaking, Greg, I was just looking at Minter's stats, though, to be fair, and they're not great. So, as you were talking, that he reminds me more of Mane. Yeah,
His stats weren't great, were they?
No, they weren't great as well, to be fair. But because like he just had moments, didn't he? For Southampton, you go, he was boss there, you know. And then, as you say, we signed him, he just went like that, didn't he? But I do agree. I think Minter's a bit more Mane. But yeah, with Semenyo's one of them. It's just like I think he's a very good player, and I think he will get numbers. You know what I mean? But I don't know if he's like we want to improve on Gakpo, really, don't we? And I don't know if it's really similar in a way.
I don't know if he's much of an upgrade on Gakpo.
That's my thing. I think would Gakpo score just as many goals in Bournemouth? I reckon he would. To be fair. So yeah, maybe. But yeah, I suppose I say Minter's a bit more like that. What do you think about the Brentford lad, that Kevin Shard? I've just seen it. He scored 6 goals and he's loads of pace, loads of pace.
Supposed to be, the club are meant to have looked at him a couple of years ago.
He's had a couple of seasons at Brentford. I've seen him be mentioned, you see, with that Kevin Shard.
Do you know what I'm talking
about?
Young
as well.
Yeah,
he is young. Talking of Brentford, the player I definitely think would have shoot at Liverpool currently at the minute is probably Darren Buemo. I think he'd have been a good player for them. 100%. I think he's looked half all right since he went to Man United. It's been at least all right for them up front. Yeah. I don't know about Kevin Shard. To be honest, I know people are talking about him. I haven't watched them proper closely. It's not that I sit there fucking watching Brentford games. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? I've got fucking better things to do. But obviously he's playing half all right this year. Just touching back up on that Minter one though, Adam. I think it's a player that I think you're either going top heavy with it, as in I'm looking at if we're going back to wingers, for instance, right? It's got to be a winger whereby if the right winger's doing shit, like say for instance Mane and Salah, when one was doing shit, the other one would pick the team right up. So the only way to do that for me is you've got to go top tier with it. Like for instance, if we're playing a Barcola on the right as an example, Ekatike somewhere on the left with Isak and Wirt behind. If Ekatike's doing shite, you'd expect Barcola to pick the team up and vice versa. I don't know. I don't see that with a Semenyo or a Minter. That's the only problem.
Yeah.
But then how do you get the fuckers all in?
I get what you mean,
Do you get what I mean? When Mane was going poor, Greg, Salah would be driving the team up, and then when opposite way, Mane would go through a phase where he'd start banging goals in when Mo was fucking having a dry patch. So to me, I just don't think this is whereby I understand with potentially not buying a forward just yet. Do you not think, Greg, that we may have to just sit on it and just see how we go?
There's a part of me that does agree with that, and obviously there's a part of me that thinks, we need to just get it
it's done. The worry, isn't it, of not having the option, but then the worry of where the fuck you put them.
It's just a case of you get them, you know that you're offloading somebody in the summer. That's what it is. Yeah. You know what I mean? You get somebody, you know, someone's out the door in the summer. I don't know. Like
it's tough.
The season thing. Diaz, that though as well. We did rotate them a lot, so that's what you got to think as well.
It's just one of them things. Like at least with the players that we've got now, and then when Salah comes back from AFCON, like you know what you're gonna get. You know exactly what you're gonna get, and there's kind of some reassurance in that. And then bringing someone in, there's a risk of obviously destabilization and all that, right? And it's just, you know, you're best off either you are probably best off just waiting until the summer and just seeing, right, he's got to go, and we're going to replace him with him and doing all that. It's, as I said, if Isak didn't get injured against Tottenham, this whole conversation, this whole past 15 minutes just wouldn't have happened.
Wouldn't have happened.
Do you get what I mean? And
the problem.
And that's why it's such an awkward position to be in, because we already know we've got attackers there. We've already know we've got the forward players there. It's just that right now, one of them's in Morocco, one of them's not got an ankle, one of them's not even a fucking forward.
Question to you both. Yeah, I'll come to you first, Adam, and then I'll come back to you, Greg. Adam, with regards to a forwards option, is your issue pace?
Yeah, I just think we just lack a lot of pace, lad.
Okay, then. Greg, are you with the similar thing with regards to pace? Would you take it that they convert Frimpong on the right?
That's what they're going to do.
I've never been against that. I've never been against that.
I can see that. If they're going to go with a defender, right?
Yeah.
Is that what they're going to do with him? Just fucking.
I've never been against that.
He's probably the quickest they'd get.
Yeah, that's what they're going to do. I think that's as soon as Bradley's fit, they were just going to start playing them too.
Both of them on the side.
Yeah. I think.
I'm not against it at all. It's just, for me, I think, the system kind of. I'm not saying it relies on having a right footer on the left and a left footer on the right, but I feel like you become a bit, I feel like having a player who's the opposite foot on that side makes it a bit more unpredictable, because that they have the option to cut in, or they have the option to lay it off on the overlap. If you've got a right-footed winger on the right side who's not really got a left foot, it's quite obvious what they're going to do each time.
Down the side, yeah.
Unless they come up with something magic where they cut inside, play a 1-2 round through the lines, and it's just never in the goal.
That's where the Tottenham goal come from, though. Frimpong left foot.
Do you know what, though?
You get what I'm saying?
About
I understand. I was just being, not bad.
I think we've seen a glimpse.
There's anomalies everywhere.
Yeah.
We saw a glimpse, Adam, of what Frimpong could do the other day when he got the first goal, set up for Gravenberch against. Because I don't think there's many of our side who've been playing there recently who'd probably be able to do what he did. Quick, gone round the player and back into great little ball back into Gravenberch.
Yeah.
And I think on the club front, and it may not be the greatest idea, it's just one of them. It's got to be the right player that they're going to go for. If the right player pops up, I think we all of us will agree. They're not scared to spend the dough. They've proved that after this year. But does he, being on the right-hand side, if they need him, help them just bide the time with the guys to thinking on that front line till the summer?
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? And that's what you're saying. He sort of mentioned that a few months ago as well, didn't he?
He talked about him up there, higher up the pitch, didn't he?
Yeah, he did say when Salah goes that thing on the play there, basically. But everyone's been injured, haven't he? So
Frimpong started on the wing against Gala, didn't he?
Yeah,
he was right winger.
Yeah. So he's definitely got that in his plans, I think. It's just obviously when Frimpong comes back, fucking Bradley gets injured all the time. So it's just annoying.
This is the fucking thing. That's why, for instance, if they're going to go with a few of them options with Frimpong there and Bradley, they need Joe Gomez around because he can slot in for Bradley at times at the end of the games.
Yeah.
Do you know what? We're going to finish on this show with the centre halves, but I want to talk about the midfields with this. Adam, obviously, we've talked today, so I'm going to start with Greg on this. Greg, with regards to our midfield, this is not just solely for January. I'm talking about the summer. For me, I think there's a massive issue within our midfield that there isn't a specialist six in the team, like Fabinho type. I don't know it's hard to find him, but I mean, let's be honest. The other day, as good as Gravenberch's goal was that he scored, you don't really want to see him who's supposed to lead the six in the fucking box scoring goals. Yeah. Who's behind him? Do you know what I mean? What do you think the club needs to do in the summer? Because I think it's quite hard to see where the club are going with the plan.
I see with the midfield, it's like the most confused I've ever been.
It's hard to see what
I don't really know what kind of ideas or what ideal they want with the midfield, because I understand the Vert signing completely. I understand that you need someone who can come up with magic out of nowhere. That is him in a nutshell. That's the only thing that needs to be said about Vert. He is one of the best players at just doing something out of nothing, end of. So I understand that signing. When it comes to the players we've already got, McAllister, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, Jones, they're obviously the four main, 4 players we had last season. Szoboszlai, I think for me, guaranteed midfield every time. Doesn't matter.
You need the energy, don't you?
He's the runner of the team. He's the eight, I guess you'd say, the runner.
Well, he's the Henderson of this lot now, isn't he? He's that type.
He's the engine, pretty much. Yeah. But then I also like watching Gravenberch and Szoboszlai play together because they both Szoboszlai does the running, but Gravenberch is good at carrying the ball.
Yeah, get around the pitch, don't they?
Do you know what I mean? They both cover distance, they both get around, but it's always that last thing of who sits every single time. And it's weird because we literally won the league with this midfield last season, and now we're having a conversation of how it's not working this season, and it's just a bit mad. It's crazy. And as I said, now I'm not going to even act like I've got a fucking clue about what we're seeing with this midfield. I'm going to just say it straight. I just think you don't need to be a genius to say, look, there's something discombobulated with what's going on in the middle.
Yeah, there's something isn't it?
It does take a genius to figure out how to solve it.
Yeah, it is a fucking difficult one, Adam. I know Ederson keeps getting linked. I think if you're buying a 6, it's got to be a top 6 for me. It's got to be a creme de la creme midfielder. I think that, do you know what I think, Adam? You know, let's bring up what we've just been talking about before. Liverpool's midfield, they're all very similar, aren't they? Do you know what? I'm going to go particular to Gravenberch.
Yeah.
I've been watching him this year. I could see last year they slotted tried to make him into the 6 role. I look at him this year and he looks like a player that doesn't want to be in that role, to be honest. He keeps going forward. Do you know what I mean? And we've spoke about it. I think, do you know, when you looked at that Arsenal team last night, they are so balanced in midfield because they've got a 6 who can knock the ball around, and Zubimendi. And Declan Rice is that 6'8" hybrid who's just going to go and fucking body players. Do you know what I mean? He gets stuck in. I think you could potentially convert Gravenberch into that. Do you know what I mean? He's had the year of tackling. In his first year, he couldn't tackle a fucking ball. Do you know what I mean? But if you're asking him to go and win you a midfield battle, I think that's where his flaw kicks in, because he hasn't got that instinct. Do you know what I mean? And he's not the best tempo setter, for instance. Yeah. So I wouldn't mind seeing him on the 8 at times, but with a fucking specialist in the middle. And I think they're crying out for someone who's got the experience, who can control them all. Do you know, for instance, as an example, obviously the age is a bit over the top now, but do you know what, midfield? Imagine you put Thiago between fucking the likes of a Jones and Szoboszlai or Gravenberch. Like, he'd run the show.
Yeah, that's it. We didn't even really talk about this last season because McAllister was just actually that good last season.
This year he's just fucking garbage, and he
just fell off a cliff, hasn't he, McAllister? So I can see a lot of people criticising Gravenberch this season, but he's been playing next to McAllister all season. He's been like awful, to be fair. Yeah. So, I agree that Gravenberch should maybe go into the 8 position. It's just that 6 position that we just need someone who just literally does just sit there and just keep everything simple. But there's not many about anymore, and they're all quite similar, like Declan Rice's now. They want to get forward, they want to get back. That's what I thought we were going to. Just like number 2 sitters, but he can also be box to box. But it also just made us like all over the place a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah.
Well. So that's why I'm like Greg. I'm quite confused what to fucking do, to be honest with you. But we need to find the 6. That is the main. That is the main, I think. And then, like you say, I do think McAllister might get moved on to something.
Adam, do you know, touching up on this though, do you know if we're unsure of the fucking forward line, that affects the midfield line because you don't know how many you can play in there.
Well, exactly. There you go. Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
That's what I mean. I don't think he's going to ever play 2 up front, lad. I don't. If he's the manager or whatever, I don't know. But I don't think he's ever going to play 2 up front.
Well, we've got a problem on our hands then.
Yeah, I think he thought that McAllister and Gravenberch and Wirtz was the midfield he wanted, and then obviously Szoboszlai has been great, by the way. So then he was like, and then Wirtz obviously took ages to get into it. But when you're looking at Wirtz, we do need like a Fabinho behind him. Because he doesn't, because I say
you definitely want to fucking force the ball back to him when we lose it.
Exactly, and then we haven't got one of them, so that's why it didn't work. So that's why he ended up going about to the left, and Szoboszlai have to go back into the middle. But it's what he wants to do, or what Edwards not want. I don't really know.
It is. There is a slight worry, Greg, because it's hard to see where we're fucking going with it. We've got, I think, in midfield, and you know, the lads who come on the pod, we've been talking about it today a bit. the profiles in midfield. I'm talking of the four in particular. Forget Waits. I consider him high up the pitch. Yeah. But we're talking about Jones, McGrath, and Szoboszlai. They're all similar, Greg, aren't they?
Mm. They're obviously not the same, but they're
very similar. Similar
yeah. It's such a weird one. I just think Szoboszlai and Gravenberch are two very similar profile players. Like we all know they can run. We all know they can
Jones and Maka.
And Jones and Maka are similar profiles as well. We all know they can hold on to the ball. We all know they can, get a little turn and, play it back and maintain possession. But they're not like, there's no Fabinho there, lad. Yeah. So that's literally the only way. There's no Fabinho there.
Yeah. They're not like tackles, are they? And like dominating a game and getting the crowd up.
They're more the type that pull out amid big tackles. Do you know what I mean?
They're great against teams who want to play football. But this season, everyone's going long and everyone's set pieces, so we look absolutely shite because they don't want to do that. They want to be on the ball and look pretty.
Do you know what it is? When Slot keeps bringing up PSG, they're a perfect PSG midfield in Europe.
Yeah.
In the Premier League, when you need a fucking war out there, it's not going to happen. Do you know what I mean? Like, for instance, I think with regards to where our form is right now, if we're having to pick this sort of fluid midfield against this Arsenal side coming up in a week's time, Liverpool are going to have a big task on their hands trying to win that battle.
Declan Rice will run all over them.
That's what I mean. He'll just go, I'll fucking target both of them over there. And they won't like that. You've seen...
yeah. Go on. Oh, sorry, I was just going to say, that, if you've got like Curtis Jones doing fucking crate turns in the box, again, lad, like we're just going to get punished. Like it's just too much holding on to the ball and not, you know what I mean? It's one of them. And someone even said in the comments there, like Matt can't even hold on to the ball anymore. Like he can't. He just doesn't do it no more. Like
he's going to end up coming on the back of a big injury because he's too slow getting the ball out of his feet. Do you know what I mean? He's been getting caught in it.
Fell off a cliff in McAllister.
Yeah. Do you know what? On this midfield situation, then if you could make one change to the midfield, I'll start with you, Adam, in the summer. What would you do? And would any of these names be of interest to come in?
Shimmy Manny's one of them, isn't it? Like, it's never going to
happen. Long term fucking. Yes. Like the for ages, haven't you?
Shimmy Manny's too much of a luxury name, isn't he?
Yeah,
no, yeah.
It's just never going to happen. I over them, I don't probably would take a punt on Believer, just because. Yeah, I think he's more of a 6. I'd say. I know everyone's going on about Wharton and that, but he's just a deep line playmaker for me. He's just what we've got. I honestly do feel he's just exactly what we've got.
I don't think Wharton's any different to what Curtis Jones or Maka is really. He's just better.
I agree on that.
He's just better than them.
He's just better on the ball. He's just better on the ball.
Yeah.
He's more slicker on the ball, so it'd be a great comparable with like a Zubimendi getting it and giving it. But I think for our midfield, we're all right at doing that when we're in control. Yeah. But I think where we lack is someone that's just going to go fucking volley someone in the middle of the pitch.
Well, I watched them against Leeds the other day, and I was going to comment about it that Leeds overran them in midfield. That overran them. I don't think he's got any pace as well. He's got no pace. So that's another thing. We don't need that as well. We just can't.
He'd be like the perfect to put next to a Caicedo.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Exactly. Like that's it. So McAllister looked amazing next to Caicedo at Brighton. Absolutely amazing.
Because he was doing his fucking running for him.
Exactly. Ederson's not a bad player though, but I don't know how he's been doing. To be fair, he was great about 3 seasons ago, but I don't know how he's been doing.
It's tough. You know what, Greg? It's hard to pinpoint a midfielder. We all want one, but we don't know who. Do you know what I mean? We can't just fucking turn the clock back on Fab. Do you know what I mean? Fucking hell, mate. We'd all do that. We could. But I mean, is there any other names that players you like?
It's hard, isn't it, lads? Because like even like Newcastle, we can't buy players off Newcastle anymore. So Bruno would have been a great player for us.
He's 30 odd now, isn't he?
Exactly. Yeah. And I like Tonali as well, but he's more of an 8 as well. To be fair.
Yeah. So you'd only be adding to what you've already fucking got.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. I don't know, man. Again, unless you just turn back the clock and just snatch Rodri before City got him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Sorted then, lad. Fucking sorted then. This is what I mean. This is why City can afford to buy these little playmaking number 8s, because they've already got 2 number 6s in there. If Rodri's not playing, that Gonzalez is in there, and vice versa. If he's not, they've got the best one in Rodri. Do you know what I mean? And I think Liverpool have missed the trick in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
I also don't understand, right, boys? I don't know whether you agree, but Greg, why Liverpool weren't in for Declan Rice, I'll never know. You know what I mean?
Very valid.
Why the fuck weren't they in for him?
That's it. No, very valid, lad. Like, there's been a few of them in it though, where you've just thought to yourself, like, why did we actually just allow that to happen? Like, why did we allow Arsenal to get? Didn't Declan Rice join Arsenal the season after we? No, it would have been. Was it 23, 24?
It was when we signed off 3 midfielders, wasn't it?
4, yeah.
Yeah, signed off 4 of them. So everyone was saying,
July 2023.
That's when the big midfield rebuild was, wasn't it?
Yeah. So we had to sign 4.
July.
Yeah.
When George Smacker was in Ocean fucking signing players.
Do you know that one that got away, lad? Well, not got away. He got fucking injured. Was that Decore from Palace?
He was a natural destroyer, man.
He was a proper number 6, and so he got injured. That's all. He hasn't played for about fucking.
Do you know what? This number 6 position is killing Liverpool, like, with regards to the same as the situation with centre halves. It's hard to see what they're doing with it. And they just don't seem to buy these fucking players.
Just feel like centre halves are just so much easier, though, aren't they? Like, it's just it's such an easy premise. Just fucking, you get him, he's good at heading the ball away, and he can fucking tackle the fuck out of someone. So just get him in defence.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? That's it. That's all we need.
So simple like that, lad.
If only it was so fucking easy, boys. But touching up on the defence, right? Let's go to the defence. We'll have a little segment on this. Look, I agree with Bavarian, actually. Caicedo was the fucking one. They missed the trick there with him. Callum saying Sadiki at Sunderland looks like a cracking player, not sure his natural position. I think he's more box to box. I don't think Liverpool should be touching box to box players right now. You need someone
anymore.
Yeah, we got loads of the fuckers. You know what I mean?
Bosley and Gavin Bates, lad. They're probably 2 of the best, or 2 of the best, not the best 2 of the best right now, box to box in the league. That is.
It's just a specialist DM.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Centre half, right? Yeah, wait there. What's Mark saying here? You all say we don't need a ball-playing midfielder, but all our midfielders are shite on the ball. See, I disagree with that, because I think
I disagree with that as well. Gavin Bates is good on the ball. Szoboszlai
may not be a good passer.
Not a long-range passer.
But Curtis is good on the ball.
Curtis is good at the ball, doesn't know when to release it, though. Mac is just not really good at anything anymore.
He's just stuck in dog shit, isn't he?
Szoboszlai is great at, making space for everyone in the middle, and when he gets the ball, I feel quite safe with him on the ball. I feel like he's going to charge, he's going to pass it when he needs to pass it, whatever. Same with Gavin Bates. I feel like he just gets the ball and just runs and then releases it when he needs to. He doesn't hold on for it for too long. I do think we've got players that are good on the ball in the midfield. It's just a case of we don't have someone who's a bit.
Can I mention a player then as well? Elliot Anderson. Right. So I've got now I like my little stats and all that shit. So we're going off, right? Get on this, and I've already seen this, right?
Go on.
What midfielder? Well, so the midfielder who's made the most tackles is fucking Palina and Anderson, who've got 42. 42 out of the whole fucking league.
But fucking Elliot Anderson is sat in the midfield with that Sengara who's a number 6.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but he's still that's a good point, actually, lad, yeah. But I just mean tackles. Just tackles, lad. Someone just a fucking tackle. Our midfielders weren't even on that list.
Yeah.
He can't fucking tackle.
No, but there's a reason. No, but there's a reason for that, though. It's because we don't play man-to-man marking. We play zonal marking. So our players are never going to be in a position to tackle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what? See, Market disagrees with us saying about we haven't got ball players. But you know what I think, right? I think one of our biggest problems is because we don't have a specialist DM in there, it pulls them out of position all the time and they're all out of shape. I think they'd be a lot better if they didn't have to worry about so much worrying about winning the ball back. Do you know what I mean? Exactly. If they're more focused on knocking it round, all they do, I look at Liverpool's midfield and I think they start panicking straight away. because they're under the cosh half the time. Do you know what I mean? They have a lot of pressure on them, the midfield, and they haven't fucking they haven't done well with it. Mark saying Benny made the point about Thiago before being in between our 2-8, but he could tackle as well, lad.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's a deep playmaker, but he could tackle. He could get stuck in Thiago. That's probably why he was fucking injured all the time.
Yeah.
Someone mentioned here, boys. Come to you first, Greg. J-Mo saying, unpopular opinion, Liverpool never truly replaced Coutinho.
Oh, listen, like I agree with the statement. Like, fair enough. Like that, I guess that is kind of true in that sense. I'd say Vert is almost kind of maybe somewhat that. We need to obviously see more, I guess, in terms of output and goals and assists, whatever. But I mean, that's just kind of one of them where it's like, come on, lad. Like Coutinho's generally like, in a sense, he's almost like a once in a managerial era player. Do you know what I mean? Like he's you know, we're not going to get another Coutinho in the team probably for at least, or like for the season maybe. Vert will probably be that player.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? But I don't know. Do you get what I'm trying to say with that? Like you can't just say, "Oh, but we didn't replace Coutinho." Like, lad, you know how magic that fella was.
Yeah.
When he started realising he could put the ball in the top corner from 40 fucking yards out.
Yeah.
He just went up levels in Adam, didn't he?
We did. But then as again, we went on. We got better as a team though when he left. Actually, as a team.
Yeah.
So what I mean.
It enables us to bring in the goalkeeper in the centre half that we crave.
Yeah.
But you know what? Let's say, Mark keeps saying, he mentioned about Thiago, Ben. Thiago was a different level of midfielder though, weren't he? Let's be honest. He was just he was in the brackets of Alonso's and shit like that. Do you know what I mean? Like top shelf centre midfielder. And I don't think there's many of those that Liverpool can go and buy. That's just the fucking problem we've got. If it was easy to name them, we'd be able to name a lot more. But I'm craving a proper GM, but I can't name you one.
I'd argue Thiago wasn't a 6 though, lad, as well. He wasn't a 6. He was do better than 8.
Thiago could do anything.
But when he did play that 6 though, when Fabinho was injured, he wasn't great. He wasn't great at all.
The thing is though,
he was inside. He was a lot better.
But lads, he had players that could tackle. Do you know that midfield at that time? Every one of them could get stuck in and tackle. That was the benefit of it. Do you know what I mean? Like fucking right now, it'd be interesting to see what it would be like with Thiago in the middle of them with our midfield now. If he's with Maka, we're fucked because the both of them would be like running through fucking dog shit, wouldn't he? Be the slowest field fucking going. But let's go to the centre half area. It's massive issue at Liverpool, Adam. Mark Gay didn't happen in the summer. I think it's more along the lines of that was Palace that, obviously Liverpool dragged the feet, but Palace just pissed about. Now, I don't think he's got any chance of coming in January. I don't think they'll bow down to it. And I also don't think he's the type of player that forces a move. We talked about it today. He's a very religious fella. And I don't think he goes against his club. He's the captain as well. And I think if he goes against them, he's probably the type that shits himself and thinks that they'll turn against him. And I don't think he wants that. He doesn't seem like that type of fella. But Mark Gay is a big signer for Liverpool, whereby he automatically goes into the team. And Liverpool have got the dilemma. They've got Joe Gomez. He'd fucking dissolve in water, him, lads. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't last long, him. You've got, fair play to Kanate. He stayed fit for a long time. And we've had a lot of games lately. Because usually he can't stay fit. But obviously, he's out there at the minute because we've got no other options. And realistically, he's making us look like dickheads because he's still not signing a deal.
Yeah. It's what a shame, basically, that he didn't come in the summer, because I think we'd be a lot better with him in the side.
Yeah, this comment, I didn't even know about this. Lacroix went off on a stretcher, so there you go. He's not going back.
He's not going, is he? Yeah, I don't think we get him as in January. I was just going off Glasner's comments the other day. He basically said he'll go in the summer. So as you say, hopefully we've got an agreement with him that we can get him in the summer. But it was a massive miss, that lad. It's definitely one that we've definitely missed out on, hasn't it?
Yeah, it is a big miss, Greg. A player that I was buzzing to bring in. Do you know what? Because he can also build up the play on the left side if he had to. Do you know what I mean? He could have done. Liverpool could have had a lot of fluidity at the back with him. And also the fact that I've said it for a long time, I think he was a much better player than fucking Kanate anyway.
not even just that though. Like, let's just go back to our game against Palace real quick, right? We had loads of crosses into that box. We had loads of corners, especially in that last 30 minutes, where we eventually scored. Like, we were just bombarding that goal with everything that we had, and we could have scored about 10 the same way they could have scored about 10 in the first half. And I'm telling you right now, the player who got his head onto every single cross, it was Mark Gahey. It was him. He was the man who got his head onto every single ball, every single loose ball, every single cross, every single anything. It was always him there. Imagine having him on defending a corner. We wouldn't have conceded probably
half the goals.
9/10 of the amount of corners we've conceded this season.
And he's not even the biggest fella.
It's the simple fine. I say fine margins. It's a fucking huge margin now, but it's them marginal gains that you get. It's them moments that you appreciate more, and well, you don't appreciate more. Actually, I'm saying you don't appreciate as much because you don't realize like how much you're missing it until a player like Mark Gahey comes and does that for you, and then you're like, for fuck's sake, like it doesn't matter about how anything else goes because that will all come in time. That will all come anyway. But it's like them little things of he's the one who gets his head into everything. He's the one that gets the ball away. He makes clearances, whatever. He just runs around in the defense and he defends. He gets the ball fucking gone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I think Virgil's lacked this year? He's lacked someone next to him who's also a leader.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Virgil was at his best, but with the likes of Joel Matip, he was a fucking leader out there. Do you know what I mean? He was fucking
silent leader.
Silent leader, and people respected his game.
Yeah.
Canate hasn't got it. I see Mark winding me up saying, "Not this left back shit." Mark, you told me Canate was better than fucking Mark Gay, so I'm coming for you as well, because only messing with you, because no, but look, it's one that got away. I worry though, boys. If Liverpool don't get him in January, I believe they're not getting him. That's something that was messaged to me from someone. I don't think they're getting him. I'm worried for the summer because it's a fucking long time. Do you know what? In sales jobs, certainly in football as well, time kills deals. So to wait a whole fucking year for Mark Gay, Liverpool have got a problem on their hands. Do you know what I mean? Because every fucker is going to be throwing all sorts at him now. And regardless if he keeps his word or not, money talks in football, Greg.
Real Madrid's the one, though, isn't it? That's the one we're about.
Bayern Munich's another one.
I'm not really fussed about Bayern, lads, to be honest with you. I don't think I don't think of them like that, to be fair. I think that league...
The way I don't think of Bayern like that is because we stole Thiago from them for 20 million and we stole Vert off them as well. Like, Bayern don't faze me.
I agree. It's Real Madrid for me. Because they're supposedly...
Barcelona, they're two that you've got to be careful of.
They're silent, with Canate and fucking Upamecano as well, haven't they? Real Madrid. So are they looking at Gay now? You're like, oh, what's going on?
It's going to be interesting. Right then, with regards to January, let's finish it off. So obviously a name that's doing the rounds now, Joel Ordonez. I've heard good things about him. Don't know whether you boys have seen Adam. Have you seen much on Joel Ordonez? He, for me, is a player that Liverpool shouldn't even be batting an eyelid to. 25-30 million. He's an upcomer, but he's got massive experience. Champions League proven for Club Brugge. What is he, 21? He's fucking 6'2" beast, lad, for Ecuador. People are fucking comparing him to like Caicedo, but at the back. Yeah. And I think one of our problems this year is we're far too... I think Canate's far too nice as centre-half, me. Do you know what I mean? I want to see someone who goes in there and proper tests him out. There's no one in there, and Liverpool should not be risking going through the fucking Jan window with no centre-half coming in.
Yeah. As I say, he's the one that we need to... He's a good price as well, 25 million.
25-30 million, yeah.
The 21-year-old who seems like everyone's after as well. That's why we can't stall on this. We need to go and get him. And like you say, hopefully Mark Gay in the summer. Then Leone comes back in the summer as well. There's the future. There's the future there. So I don't that lad from, I can't even pronounce his name, lad. Fucking Adonis or whatever his name is. But yeah, I hope we do. See,
but that's the thing. That's why. That's what I said at the very beginning of the stream, though, innit? Like, this window is a case of, it's not even a short-term fix. Yeah. It's literally like this could be a window in which we genuinely figure out the long-term vision.
That's it.
Well, Liverpool.
This is what it could be.
Yeah, it's not something we can fuck around with. You know, we've done it before where we waited till the last week to start considering to move. You know, for the likes of Kabak and fucking Ben Davis, who are fucking garbage. I don't want to see Liverpool doing that. If Liverpool are fucking doing it, they do it from the beginning. We've got too many big games coming up. And shout out to Antio Chill is saying, Ben, I think we have a problem. The club's running out of own grown slots. That is true. But boys, I don't see Endo being here after January.
Nah.
I agree, yeah.
We've not mentioned them all stream. Like
we've not mentioned him, and he's not going to get a game, is he? Let's be honest.
I haven't mentioned him for 2 years.
When you look at the things that he's done though this year, when he has played minutes, Enzo, too sluggish, and they're talking of bringing that McConnell back. I'd sooner have that McConnell going out there than fucking Enzo at the minute, because at least he'll get down the pitch. Enzo looks like he shit himself. Do you know what I mean? So I think he goes and he opens up a slot, and I think that's what Liverpool have to do. Liverpool can't just keep fucking shitheads just sat there. Do you know what I mean? He's not going to do anything. Yeah, the question's coming in. But if you just join us, smash a like and subscribe.
Oh, I've not even thought about that.
To which?
That Elliot comment.
What's your thoughts on it? Do you see him again or slotting his heels in? What do you think? I don't think Elliot comes back in Jan.
I don't think he does either.
I think he might come back.
And even if he did, it wouldn't sort out any problems.
Yeah, go back out on loan, I think.
He can't if he comes back in Jan.
He can't, right?
He's been beyond 3 clubs only.
Isn't that if you play though? He hasn't played for us.
He played for us, didn't he?
Not at the start.
No, but he's left us. I don't think he can be registered with 3 clubs, can he? I think if anyone can fucking ping you in the chat.
I thought you have to play. Might be, lad. Might be. Well, he can just sit in Birmingham then. It is what it is. He's not playing at all, is he? So what a fucking waste that is.
Yeah. Okay, then who else is the... someone said that I liked McConnell every time he played for the club. David, shout out to David saying defensive shine is top priority. Yeah, we've got someone in the comments. Liverpool are past it. Shut up, lad. He came on away at Newcastle for us.
I like that, Shad.
So I'm sure I've seen it that he can't go to another club. So if that's the case, he's not going to come back.
Why is he even getting spoke about then? Not by you, I mean, in the journalists. Why do you thought about it then? It makes no sense.
What Paul the head in the building. There was another one. Where's these comments? I'll go to you, Greg. Adi Yemi at 20 million. Can't be a bad deal, Jay Moss is saying.
Well, comment speaks for itself, doesn't it, really?
Yeah.
Not keen then.
I mean,
can't be a bad deal.
If Liverpool to bring it forward in, let me simplify for you. It's got to be someone that accepts he's not going to start every week, innit?
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, we already spoke about that. Like, it really just depends on what division they're going for, innit?
This is the first time, though, boys, I'm going to say, that I've ever felt myself whereby I couldn't tell you what style we're going to play. I couldn't tell you what the team's going to be. And I couldn't tell you how we're going to get on in the next 5. So it shows to me that there's still big problems at Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? Like, we don't know where we're going with it. And I think that's the problem that the club have got. I think if I'm looking at it, the centre half is a position that they just can't piss around with. Because I tell you what, it will bite them on the arse if they don't do it.
It will, 100%. Do you reckon we're going to actually sign someone?
I think one.
I think we might meet one signing at most.
One. I think one. I don't think
centre half or nothing.
It's got to be a centre half, lads. I think I'd take a centre half over an attacker any day of the week. Like,
you fucking have to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they're not bringing a forward option in, I can understand it because I don't know where we're going to go with that front line. Adam, we spoke to, it's hard to fucking pinpoint it. I get what you say with 2 forwards. The problem that we've got is, we're talking about the forward options, the 2 of them starting. I know everyone keeps thinking with Isak with his leg. I'm fucking worried about Ekatike staying fit after 60 minutes.
Exactly. After every 7
well, at the very beginning of the season, like we'd start winning games, and then Ekatike would be brought off, and then we lost all of our energy. And I kept on saying, why is he kept getting brought off for fuck's sake? But It was just purely down to fitness.
Can't fucking stay fit after 60, 70 minutes. It's blowing out of his ass.
Yeah. It's the same though, lads, as well. But as I say, going from Germany to Premier League is completely different, lads. And then we've got 9 games in January, lads.
You know what though, Adam? It doesn't help that they're fucking constantly running back all the time as well, does it, when teams are having a go at us?
Exactly that as well.
You know, if you look at the fucking heat map, right, from Leverkusen, he was hardly in the fucking their own half. It was always out of the pitch because they constantly had the ball. I'm telling you, lad, fucking Florian's probably never seen his own half so much this year.
Yeah, I know. There's one point on Saturday, he ran back to the fucking corner flag. That was a goal kick. And that was on the other side. It was on the right back position.
This is what I mean. He's probably blown out of his ass because I tell you what, he does some running in. Surprisingly, he does a lot of fucking chasing round Florian, and he fucking fit, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, he does. I tell you what, you can big difference. I was talking to Adam about it, Greg. You can see that the gym work that he's been doing is fucking paying off for him.
Yeah.
I need to get on that program myself, lad. Fucking hell.
You're going after this, aren't you?
Yeah, that's the plan.
He's fucking hell. But you know what? Greg, you think one, don't you? You think one's coming in, centre half? I'm guessing.
One. Just get me one very... If we're going to get someone, just get a young player in who's a very, very good prospect, who's got maybe a bit of experience, like at the top level. Like maybe they played a couple Champions League games for like a fucking Bruges or something. Not saying that there is a player that's doing that, but do you know what I mean? Do you get what I'm saying? Something like that.
Joe Lordones has played 6 games for the fucking Club Bruges in fucking Champions League game. I think he got man of the match against City and Barcelona. Do you know what I mean?
No, someone like that, lad. Because if I don't know who we're bringing in, I want some reassurance in what kind of, and I want reassurance in the experience that they have at least.
Yeah,
something like that.
No, it does. I agree with you. Do you know one thing? For me, if Liverpool don't bring a centre half in, Adam, something you said to me, they're happy to just write it off.
Yeah, they've done it before, lad. And they're happy to just write seasons off and go, well, the plan's the long-term plan. They never think short-term. They always think long-term, and that worries me a little bit that they're not going to sign the one. But
they've done it before, haven't they? They've run with what they've got before a few times, not just once either, lad.
Plenty of times, lad. That was one of the criticisms, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it was Edwards as well, not just he's back as well. So
yeah, I'll tell you what though. Do you know if then the one thing that falls on their fucking desk, if they don't bring anyone in and it goes sour with fucking Slot, the fans are going to say, well, you didn't fucking bring anyone in when you knew we were short. Do you know what I mean? If let's be honest now, the team kind of picks itself because there's no fucking options out there. Do you know what I mean?
That's sorry.
You look like Jack Grealish now, lads.
I haven't got fucking calves like him now. Fucking hell.
Okay, now. Right, boys, do you know what? We'll wrap it up here. I think we'll get one. I think it's going to be Joel Lordones myself. If I was going to put money on it, he'd be the one that we bring in. I don't see us bringing the forwards in. If we're not bringing the forward in, which I expect, there must be better things with regards to fucking Isak that they're not saying. Do you know what I mean? They're keeping it close to the chest, aren't they? Yeah. Liverpool can get two. Of course. You know, if Liverpool can get 2 months at the end of the season with Isak being in and around it, it's better than fuck all, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? And I don't see Mo going now. I think with what's happened with Isak, he can't be going. So we're just going to have to wait and see, boys. But look, we're back tomorrow. We're going to do a preview for the game. Greg, I know you're going to be there as always. Wish I was there. I'll be back in a few days. Callum, supporting us as always, is like, look, smash a like, subscribe. Reds, Happy New Year. The Reds are playing tomorrow. We need the 3 points. And
that's the most important.
That's all it is.
Always.
Do you know what? Right now, with the games that we've got coming up, I've been arguing with Adam, and that's why he shit out yesterday on the show. The performances have to change, but tomorrow, them points are more important with the game coming up. Fulham away and fucking Arsenal away. Now's the time. If we don't get the 3 points tomorrow, boys, I don't know whether you agree, but I worry for the next 2 games.
Yeah, Fulham away is hard. Fulham away is a hard one. We always struggle against Fulham, I think, as well. Yeah,
it's an awkward one. But I tell you what, though, because do you know if we don't win tomorrow, I worry that Arsenal can send our team back into a spiral. Do you know what I mean? That we got twatted by Arsenal, I worry, for Liverpool. Because that'd give the others a fucking...
The thing is, Arsenal is literally the epitome of, assuming that we do win every game up until then, so assuming we do win tomorrow and we do beat Fulham, Arsenal is the epitome of, we've either taken 3 steps forward and we're now on an upward spiral, or we've taken 3 steps forward and taken an absolute beating back.
Yeah.
That's what.
I'll tell you what, if Liverpool beat fucking Leeds tomorrow and they beat Fulham away, I think Arsenal will be worried.
Yeah, they will be.
Because there's no pressure on Liverpool, let's be fucking honest about it, in that game. No one expects them to do fuck all. They expect that. They have to beat us, don't they?
Yeah.
So, boys, let's fucking hope the Reds make it difficult, because if we're not going to win it, I don't fucking want them to win it either. But look, we're back tomorrow. Up the fucking Reds. Have a good New Year. Get on the ale.
Adam's going to get on the ale. Come on, let's go.
In a bit, then. See you.